What was your finally justice moment? For me, it came wrapped in both revenge and heartbreak. My grandfather George was the kind of man who built everything with his own hands. A farmer his whole life, he worked sunrise to sunset, never complained, and always had dirt under his nails. But despite his rough exterior, he adored his family, especially me. I was his first grandchild, and I grew up trailing him through the fields, listening to his stories about how hard work was the only thing you could truly rely on. But not everyone saw him the same way. My uncle, Todd, my mom's brother, thought Grandpa owed him the world. Todd never worked a steady job, always bouncing between business ventures that mysteriously failed as soon as he touched them. When Grandpa wouldn't bankroll his latest scheme, Todd grew resentful. By the time Grandpa passed, Todd had convinced himself he deserved everything. When the will was read, I was stunned. Grandpa left me the farm. Not my mom, not Todd me. It wasn't about money. The farm wasn't even that profitable anymore, but it was his legacy, the land he'd poured his life into. He trusted me to take care of it. Todd was furious. He stormed out of the lawyer's office, muttering that make sure this didn't stand. I thought it was just his temper talking. I was wrong. A few weeks later, I got a letter in the mail. Todd was contesting the will. He claimed Grandpa had been mentally unfit when he signed it. That cut deep. My grandfather was sharp until the day he died. He did crosswords in pen for crying out loud, but Todd didn't care. He wanted the farm, and he was willing to drag Grandpa's name through the mud to get it. The legal battle was brutal. Todd's lawyer painted a picture of Grandpa as confused, forgetful, incapable of making decisions. Every time I sat in that courtroom and heard them twist the memory of the man I loved, I wanted to scream. Meanwhile, Todd smirked like he'd already won. But here's where he underestimated me. Grandpa taught me to pay attention to notice the small things. And I remembered something 3 weeks before he died. Grandpa had written me a letter, just a simple note, really, about planting tomatoes in the back garden. But at the bottom, in his neat handwriting, he wrote, "I'm proud of you. The farm will be in good hands." That letter became my weapon. I showed it to our lawyer, who brought in a handwriting expert. They confirmed it was authentic and dated after the will had been signed. Proof that Grandpa was not only of sound mind, but fully aware of his decision. The day it was presented in court, Todd's face turned red. His lawyer scrambled, tried to argue it was fabricated, but the expert shut that down fast. The judge sided with me. The will stood. The farm was mine. Todd lost more than the case that day. He lost the little respect anyone had left for him. Even my mom, who'd always tried to keep peace, said she was done defending him. He stopped showing up to family gatherings, stopped calling. In trying to steal Grandpa's legacy, he cut himself out of the family completely. I kept the farm. It's not easy. Sometimes I wonder if I'm strong enough for it. But every time I walk the fields at sunset, I hear Grandpa's voice in my head, steady and proud. The victory felt like justice, yes, but it was bittersweet because I would have given up every acre of land, every legal win, just to sit on the porch with him one more time, listening to him talk about the weather. So my justice moment wasn't just about revenge. It was about honoring someone I loved and making sure the person who tried to tarnish his memory never succeeded.